Hello guys, I am finally back from my tests and exams, and I am insanely cooked. But anyways, welcome back to another video. Season 4 has just started and I see they are giving away superstar crates. These are the superstars available in the crates. Basically all current superstars except Kawhi Leonard. So today in this video, we will be looking through all these players. Who should you choose? Who fits the meter more? Now without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into the video. The first player we are looking at is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is really not good, to be honest. He only has a 240 block. His 360 is only available when he has his ultimate. In normal situations, people don't use him. He is more used in dunking lineups, where Giannis is the scorer and the center. And Chris Paul will be the player passing for the buffs and diving to save the blocked dunks. However, dunking lineups only work against centers that have bad defense like Jokic or Rodman. If you are aiming for high ranks, I recommend you to choose other players. Then let's move on to our next player, Nikola Jokic. Despite his dominance in the NBA, Jokic in DCD is actually bad. Offensively, he is definitely one of the best big man spacer out there. However, defensively, he is the worst in superstar centers. His movement speed is slow, which makes him a bad help defender. You can see JJ got an open 3, cause Jokic's speed is too slow to play help defense. He is only good paired with Murray, because he can dash away after screens, creating more opportunities for three-point plays. He is only good in trios too, since you need very good defensive rotations to cover up his defensive weakness. Solo players don't have the awareness to play help defense. Now moving on to LeBron James. Undoubtedly, he is still the best one-on-one defender. He has a natural 360 block and a great movement speed to cover help defenses. But why is he so not used in high ranks, at least in Taiwan? That is because of his offensive liabilities. His mid-range is inconsistent, and his three-point is basically zero, unless you are losing by 5 or more. This makes opponents to double-team your scorer without worries. Your scorer gets way more pressure. Then why is Butler being used if he also cannot space the floor? Because he has ISO moves to score himself. You can play ISO Butler or pair him up with Curry. LeBron is not recommended for high ranks players. Then it is Stephen Curry, with the best three-point stat in the game. He is the best off-ball shooter. However, since he is an off-ball shooter, he is only restricted to trio matches. In solo matches, people always don't pass, or they miss the second you are open. Curry is not up there with top scorers like Sko or Wade. Scorers who have their own defensive mechanics can counter Curry pretty well. These scorers include Sko and Dwayne, who are the two most used and dominant scorers. And in later patches, prime LeBron and Paul Pierce. Curry is restricted to certain lineups too. You can play the Curry pick and roll with Gasol or Jimmy Curry ISO. While a good Curry is a big threat, he has too many restrictions. I only recommend him to experienced players. Then it is Kevin Durant. In global, he is still a decent scorer, but as a former KD main, his tier will constantly drop. His skill ceiling isn't as high as SGA Wade or even Dirk. He is another unused player in Taiwan too, since we got too many better scorers. His skill set is simple, which allows new players, low ranks, to master him easier. But as a result, KD cannot do anything when double-teamed. It is rather easier to guard a KD than a scored Wade. I only recommend KD to solo players that are low peak or below. By the way, at least eater for KD. Then it is Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is the only offensive center that can space. He is the second best offensive center behind Hakeem. If that is the case, why is he not considered a top center, like Hakeem or Gasol? The reason is simple. It takes Embiid nearly half of the game to fully stack his passive. Embiid with max passive is definitely dominant. Increased three-point accuracy helps him space better. Increased movement speed helps him play help defense better. 360 block angle helps him protect the rim better. But the issue is, like I mentioned seconds ago, it takes too long to stack passives. If you are looking for centers, you are definitely choosing between Gasol, Hakeem or AD. Now next move on to Jason Tatum. He is the most versatile defender. His double mode mechanics allows him to defend every scorer at an elite level. He is also the only superstar currently to play two roles. He can also be played as a spacing center, and he can actually compete well against other centers. When he can play two roles, this means that he can do counterpicks. I recommend Tatum to all players, especially players that don't have a regular trio teammate. Solo players must at least have one player on each role. Tatum fits two of them, defender plus center. It saves a ton of resources, but in return you have to unlock two sets of potentials for each role. Now then, let's move on to Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, after a year in Taiwan, still remains as one of the best bigs in the game. With the ability to dash with cheap morale, he is still the best counter to spacing lineups, and his value is irreplaceable. However, Anthony Davis needs at least E2. Without the rebound buff at E2, he gets out-rebounded every game. He is still a very great pick. Unlike the other superstar center Embiid, AD has the longevity. He can stay in the meter for a long time, and it helps you save resources. The same goes with Jason Tatum, I forgot to mention previously. Now we are going to move on to our last player, Ska. He is basically the best scorer out there, with flexible drives, consistent mid-range, and small contest area. It is impossible to fully lock down SGA alone. Not to mention, he can have 3 speed boosts in defensive ends. And unlike Wade, SGA is not restricted to spacing lineups. He is recommended to every player, but to master Ska, you have to be willing to put a lot of practice. And Ska has to be E6 to hit consistent 3 south. And that's all the new characters. Remember to join my Discord. Not only do I give out the earliest updates, you can ask questions and suggest contents. I don't check my YouTube as often as my Discord. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Goodbye.